Feels like every month, every week even, there's some cool, new, awesome, exciting tabletop role-playing game coming to Kickstarter. But in this video, I want to talk about 3 adventures that are coming to Kickstarter, on Kickstarter, or coming to Kickstarter that I'm super excited about and I think you should check out. First up is Sweet Revenge, a fairy tale role-playing adventure for perils and princesses. And I've talked about Perils and Princesses on this channel before. This is a game that I've really wanted to get to the table, and now that Sweet Revenge is on Kickstarter, it's going to be easier than ever. So as the name implies, Perils and Princesses is a fairy tale fantasy with a gritty feel. It's a really unique and easy to run system that has players becoming heroic princesses with special gifts. And this is Sweet Revenge, the first big adventure for this system. It's written by Destiny Howell, and the layout and illustration is done by Ryan Lynch. Now, Ryan sent me this proof copy, and I've read through it. I love it so much, I just had to show it off. Because this is a proof copy, I'm going to try not to bend and beat up the book too much. The story takes place in this candy-cursed forest. There's this witch, Dulcina, who's cursed everybody, and they're slowly turning into candy. So the princesses are going to have to save the day by collecting 3 magic items that will break the curse, and then they'll maybe end up facing the witch Dulcina in the end. So the whole thing is set up like a hex crawl through this Tanglewood area. There's the town of Deer Hollow, and then 3 other like major locations that have fairies and fae, and there's this dragon and a chocolate knight that's hunting down the players. There's tons and tons of interesting characters, lots of magic items and potions and foraging to be done. All of the monsters are really great. You know, it's forest creatures that have been candyified. But even though there's a ton of cool monsters, this is totally the type of game where the players can completely avoid fighting. And obviously this adventure leans heavily into the fairy tale vibe. It's cute, it's friendly, there's a candy curse, but it also has some sinister darkness and danger to it as well. Now, what initially drew me to Perils and Princesses is how the art and the layout and the writing all serviced each other, and the gameplay. Everything about it just makes sense and feels right for the theme and the game, and Sweet Revenge is no exception. It's presented simply, but the writing and the illustration and even the layout are super evocative to the style and the tone. And so that's going to make it really easy to run at the table. I've only read through this adventure once, and I feel like if you asked me right now, I could sit down and we could start playing right away. I really love checking out new tabletop role-playing games, but it's adventures like this that will actually get me to throw them down on the table and play them with my friends. If it's not totally clear, I absolutely love this Sweet Revenge adventure. Definitely go check it out on Kickstarter. The link is down in the description. Next up, I want to show you the Traveler's Guide to the Seasong Islands. It's actually 2 books, a player-facing book and a book for GMs. It's by Rose and Niels, or R&W and RPG Tunes. They have a wonderful Patreon that I think is super cool. They're always releasing awesome, colorful, fun adventures and stuff to add into your games. And if the guide to the Seasong Islands is anything like their previous Kickstarter, the Traveler's Guide to the Sodden Wall, this one's gonna be really cool. So these setting books are filled with locations and magic items, all sorts of flora and fauna. And if you can't tell by the art, it has this colorful but kind of cozy feel to it. I think this setting is cool and fresh and just feels different, and there's so much charm to all of the writing and artwork that Rose and Niels put together. I get the impression that the Seasong Islands are really thought out, wonderfully realized, and that's awesome because it makes it easy for the GM to explain this place and bring it to life. And actually having a whole separate book that you can just hand your players to get them invested in this place, in this setting, is just going to make them even more excited and eager to go on an adventure. Now, Rose and Niels do all kinds of awesome papercraft and player handouts, maps, really, really wonderful stuff that you can throw down on the table. Another way to get your players invested. And you know that's a quick way to my heart. I absolutely love this stuff. Definitely check out the Kickstarter. As of the release of this video, there's about 2 weeks left to back Traveler's Guide to the Seasong Islands. Next, I want to show off The City of Arches by Mike Shea, Sly Flourish, the Lazy Dungeon Master. He sent me over this 42-page preview that's going to be part of the Kickstarter. This setting looks totally awesome. It's another fully realized, wonderful location, sprawling location for your players to explore. This one's all about a city of arches, and the arches are portals to other worlds. There's this big mountain behind it that's got a bunch of undead craziness going on, and there's the underground underneath the city with more portals, and people and monsters are coming through the portals. Sometimes they forget where they came from and now are finding themselves in this strange place. Really easy way to get your players to this city and invested in what's going on there. There's tons of factions. There's these keys that you can find that can make the portals work, but it's all a little bit mysterious and magical, and nobody really knows how it works. And what's really impressed me about this preview, I can't wait to get my hands on the full book, but so far everything in it, it's not just explaining the location, it's not just giving backstory. Every single thing has a hook, like listed out to get your players invested and move in on an adventure. Now, I love watching Mike on YouTube. He's actually given me a lot of confidence to quickly write up adventures and run them myself at my table. And I think this book, the City of Arches book, is a really, really great example of how easy it is to jump in and play. You can use it to set up an entire campaign, or you can pull stuff out and use them as one-shots. It seems like each section of the city, each area that's listed out is going to have a few 2-page kind of short adventures that you can just get going on right away. And what I love about reading this stuff is that you can really tell what kind of adventure Mike likes to play and run, and it's very similar to the type of adventures I like to run. Heroic fantasy stuff, lots and lots of quests for the players to go on to save the day and influence the city. Like I said, this is a fully realized place, and I get the sense that the City of Arches is the kind of place that Mike would like to visit and go on an adventure in. So the city itself is kind of idealized, everybody is welcome, there's all this cool stuff going on, but then there's also dangerous stuff going on. There's these undead cliffs and the cult of the Nameless King and these golden knights and royal spy masters and borderland bandits, all kinds of cool stuff. Already this preview is outlining a ton of really cool NPCs. I'm sure there's going to be lots of awesome magic items to find and really cool monsters to run, just like Mike's most recent book, The Forge of Foes. Awesome, awesome book. Like I said, I am all about these adventure books, and even if I'm not going to run a full 2-year-long campaign in the City of Arches, I am absolutely going to steal a bunch of stuff out of there so I can have something super fun and easy to throw down on my D&D table. The City of Arches Kickstarter launches in August, so go check out the link in the description. It'll take you to the page where you can sign up and be notified when the Kickstarter actually launches. Alright, I really hope you go check out these Kickstarters. There's so much cool stuff out there, and I thought it would be fun just to shine my little bit of light on some of the ones I'm really excited about right now. If you'd like to support this channel and check out some of my adventures, I have a Patreon, also linked down in the description, where I release monthly adventures and games, all kinds of fun stuff. I also have an online shop with my zines and stickers, pins. I also have an upcoming Kickstarter for my collected adventure, Dragontown and the Darkness Below. It's coming soon. Hopefully next week I will have more information and something very, very cool to show off. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!